So I played in an original band called Branch Arterial for 5 years or thereabouts, maybe a little bit more. A few years ago, Branch released an album called Beyond the Border. How hard it was to finish the album, I mean, that's a whole nother story in itself. We made a pact with each other that we were going to finish it, and we did. I'm happy with everyone's playing on the album. I mean, the guitar work's awesome, Adzy's drumming is awesome, Nigel's vocal work's awesome, and I'm happy with what I was allowed to do on the bass, as in dance around the parts and not have to play generic with the guitars. That's quite important to me, especially if I feel there's an area to play some riff or play freely over it. Yeah, I think that's pretty critical. We all had a pretty good respect for each other to just allow each other to do our part, which I think was the best organic flow of creating an album. So we're happy with the album, we're happy with where it got to, and our main goal was to release it. I actually released it on my birthday, which was fucking cool too. It was enjoyable. I want to get to the bass now, specifically of this song. I've used my Warwick neck through 5-string, my thumb bass. I used this on the whole album. Warwick Basses speak for themselves. They're just fucking incredible. The way they are built and the way they sound is amazing, especially for that heavy prog rock sound, which Branch, you know, was. Now, I chose to do a playthrough of this song because I think this song is the most musical on the album. It's got a lot of different parts. It's not too straightforward. It's a little bit proggy, I guess, in some of the verses. And it's got a really nice slap breakdown. And that was awesome, especially for me, because that gave me time to shine with a natural aggressive style of slapping over a looping, you know, chugging sort of guitar riff. And I posted the snippet of the video of that on Instagram, and Dark Glass Electronics actually shared that video for me, so I'm pretty happy with that. That's pretty fucking awesome in my eyes. The interesting thing about Where Are You Now is the fact that we'd never played it as a full band before recording. So I went into the studio and had to get the producer to show me some of the parts because I hadn't played them, let alone come up with bass riffs. So what you hear on the album, it's actually all improvised. It's improvised on the spot for me. I think I've done okay in the time, but to do this cover, or playthrough I should say, justice, I actually rewrote some of the parts and dissected them individually just to make sure that they were how I wanted them when I had the time to actually be able to sit down and hear them and play them properly. Talking about the tone of this track and the playing, I want to start more with the playing. It is quite an aggressive song, so there's lots of pedaling in there that you really have to nail and lock in to get right. So it was actually a little bit of a challenge to record well. You know, I went over the parts quite a few times, but when I settled on everything, obviously we locked that in, recorded them in, and yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out, especially that slap section, because to me, It shows that you can rhythmically and musically play sections over heavy riffs with the bass. It was really cool for me to be able to do that. The tone itself, I've just used Ernie Ball strings. It was standard tuning except the B strings down to an A, because the guys in the band on guitar actually tuned to C. So that made a lot of things challenging. I kind of had to learn things differently to the, I guess, finger patterns that those guys were playing, but it seemed to work well. I'm really happy with how the tone came out. We used a blend of a dark glass B7K and the dark glass Alpha Omega, and Matt Bartlam, the audio engineer who I used to mix that track, has just done fucking awesome. I think he's blended the verse and chorus riffs in really well. I'm fucking stoked with the tone. I think it's original, and especially Warwick with single coil pickups like the Thumb has. It just fucking sounds great. Overall, I'm happy with the songwriting, the playing, the recording, the filming and the overall production. So wouldn't change a thing on that track. Fucking good.